Hi guys, welcome to day one of the 7-day Healthy Habits Yoga Challenge. My name's Kristin Linde. I'm so excited that you're here, and I'm really excited to kick things off today. So day one, we're talking about self-awareness, and I'm going to use the yogic lens to show you how to bring self-awareness to the mat in hopes that it brings self-awareness to other aspects of your life. So from a yoga standpoint, I'm going to focus on the niyamas, which is one of the 8 limbs of yoga that was outlined by Patanjali in the Yoga Sutras. So we have our yamas and niyamas, those are limbs 1 and 2. And these are our guidelines for personal practice and for how we show up in the world. So 5 niyamas. The first one is socha, or cleanliness. And cleanliness is a great way to be mindful and self-aware and tidy up your space so that it's ready for you when you come to practice the next time. So we used to do this in studio when we were in person. The end of class, you would put your blocks away, fold your blanket, wipe your mat, roll it up. So when you're home and practicing there, can you just bring your attention to and some mindfulness to actually doing this? It's so easy to leave everything on the floor and just walk out of the room, especially if you have a separate space. But mindfully folding your blanket, putting the blocks in the blanket where they go, potentially rolling your mat up. It's a great way to be aware and to tie in socha, or cleanliness, into your practice. So the second niyama is santosha, which means contentment. So this is a really great key into being self-aware. So contentment comes into play with being okay with where your body's at in your practice. Just today, right? Every day you come to the mat is different. So can you be content? Can you use self-awareness to be content with where you are, where you're showing up today? The third niyama is tapas, or heat. This is another great place when we practice and we get ourselves overworked or overheated. Can we tie self-awareness in to realize that we're getting there, that tapas is building, and that we should probably back down, maybe come to a lesser modified version of the posture so that we don't cause harm to ourselves. Then we have Ishvara Pradhyana, which means to surrender to God. But from a self-awareness standpoint, this is about not forcing yourself through your practice or competing with others, which is actually pretty easy to do when we're not in studio, right? There's usually no one else in the space with you when you're practicing at home. But the idea of learning how to surrender, just be present on the mat. And then you have Svadhyaya. So Svadhyaya is self-study. And it's been said that without Svadhyaya, there is no yoga. So with us all practicing online, it's very easy to, for me at least, and hopefully for you guys as you begin to dig into your practice, it's a lot easier in a home practice to go inside, to tune in and to move the light internally. So when we're in class and there's other students around or a live teacher talking to us, it's a little bit more difficult to tune in and go inside. But when we're here home practicing, we can really tune into Svadhyaya and allow our bodies to absorb and digest what the practice is bringing to the mat. So if you're in class and you're streaming class, whatever you're doing, and you're not really there, you're just mindfully moving through the poses, but perhaps you're planning your grocery list in your head or figuring out what you want to make for dinner. You're not really going to get the most out of that practice. So that's why we want to use these different techniques to tune into our self-awareness and really show up on the mat. And so when we take this self-awareness on the mat and we do it more often and more frequently in our practice, it will start to show up in other parts of our lives. And that's really the goal here, right? Being aware at all times. Awareness is curative and awareness is key to pretty much everything in life. So with that being said, we're going to begin our practice today focusing on awareness, and I'll guide you through that as we go. But go ahead and make your way to an easy seat, the center of the mat, and I'll meet you there. So for today's practice and every practice during the challenge, I'm going to have a blanket. So this is just a basic yoga blanket. If you don't have a yoga blanket, you can use a large towel or another blanket from around the house. Just make sure it's not too slippery of a material. but a beach towel or a large bath towel works great. I'm also going to suggest that you have 2 blocks. These are just basic 3-inch foam yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can use an empty shoebox, maybe stuff it with newspaper or a stack of books. So the idea with the blocks is to bring the ground closer to your hands. So find something that you can use to substitute for that. And we'll begin today in easy seat. So I'm actually going to sit on my folded blanket. So just placing it behind me and sitting on the edge. It just provides a slight lift to the hips. It creates a little bit more comfort as we get started. So just go ahead and bring the hands, palms down on the knees. Allow the eyes to gently close if that's comfortable for you. If not, you can just take your gaze down to the floor. Let's begin by inhaling, drawing the shoulders towards the ears. And as you exhale, roll the shoulders down the back, drawing the shoulder blades together. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. Just allow yourself to arrive on the mat. And go ahead and blink the eyes open and we'll get started. So we'll begin with a side body stretch. So go ahead and take the hands alongside the body on either side of the hip. We'll inhale the left arm straight up. And then as you exhale, walk the right fingertips out, pressing the body over towards the right side. So you should feel a nice stretch here from the fingertips all the way down to the sit bones on the left side. Inhale here and exhale. So the gaze can come up towards the left arm or it can stay center, whatever's comfortable for your neck. Again, being aware of what works for your body. On the next inhale, come back to center. Lower both arms. Inhale the right arm up, bicep next to the ear, lengthen here. And as you exhale, walk the left fingertips out, tilting over to the left side. Again, feeling a nice long stretch along the right side of the body. Gaze comes to the arm or stay centered. And the next inhale, arms come down and centered. We're going to move into a cat-cow position. So if you have your blocks nearby, just set them aside. Clear the props off of the mat. Spread the fingertips wide. Take the wrists under the shoulders, the knees under the hips, curl the toes under. Inhale. Allow the belly to drop. Lift the sit bones. Chin comes parallel. Exhale. Flip the tops of the feet to the floor. Draw the navel towards the spine, round the shoulders. Inhale. Cow pose. And exhale into cat. So we'll take 2 more, just moving with your breath. Allowing the body and the breath to sync up. Then we'll come to a neutral spine. Going to shift the hands forward, 1 hand's length. Curl the toes under, lift the hips up into downward facing dog. So as the first down dog, go ahead and wiggle around a bit. Pressing 1 heel towards the floor, bending the opposite knee. And switching sides. On the next inhale, look between the hands and take a step up to the top of the mat with the right foot. Left foot follows, coming into a forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, draw the hands to the shins, lengthen the spine, look towards the horizon, half lift. Exhale, release, crown of the head towards the floor, forward fold. And then inhale, sweep the arms up and around. And exhale the hands to heart center. So we'll move through a sun salutation here, just to warm the body. But before we do, just take a moment, ground the feet into the floor, and just notice how the body's feeling this morning or whenever you're taking this practice. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms gently touch. On an exhale, arms sweep out to the side, hinge forward, leading with the chest, coming into Uttanasana. Inhale, take a half lift. And exhale, plant the palm, step the right foot back, and the left foot follows, coming into plank. We'll take an inhale here. Then we're going to lower our knees to the floor. Exhaling, lowering the chest and chin. Pressing the tops of the toes into the floor. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades back. Lift the chest, coming into cobra. Exhale, release the forehead to the floor. Curl the toes under. Lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Look between the hands. Inhale, step the right foot forward. The left foot follows, forward fold. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, release. And draw the hands to the hips. And slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. It's coming into standing. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Inhale to the half lift. Exhale, plant the palms. This time, step back with the left foot. Right foot follows, high plank, top of a push-up. Inhale, you can lower knees, chest, and chin here, or work to lower straight in one piece. Flip the toes, press them into the floor. Inhale, coming into cobra. Exhale, release the forehead to the floor, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. This time we'll inhale, look between the hands and step the left foot forward. Right foot follows. Inhale, take the half lift, and exhale, fold. Again, draw the hands to the hips, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and begin to roll up one vertebra at a time. Okay, so if you have your blocks, go ahead and take them and place them on their high height on either side of the foot. Moving into our first standing flow. If you don't have blocks, again, just substitute with something or reach towards the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, lift hands to the shins. And as you exhale, take the hands to the blocks and step back with your left foot, coming into a low runner's lunge. So I like to leave my knee lifted here. If that's not comfortable for you or you don't feel stable, go ahead and lower the knee to the floor. I'm going to keep my knee lifted. So we'll settle in here in low lunge. Take a nice inhale and exhale. And on the next inhale, we'll draw the navel toward the spine, and exhale, pull the hips back, straightening as much as you can the right leg. So coming into a hamstring stretch. We'll inhale back into low lunge. Exhale, draw the hips back, straighten the leg. We'll take two more that way. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, draw the hips back. Inhale, low lunge. We'll stay here. This time we're going to drop the heel of the left foot. So we're going to be creating a heel to arch alignment. The toes of the left foot are pointing slightly towards the front right corner of the mat. Go ahead and cartwheel the arms up, coming into standing. So arms reach out parallel, both legs are straight, hips are square to the long edge of the mat. From here, we'll move into triangle pose. We're going to reach forward and down with the right hand towards the shin. So the left hand can come to your hip, or if you're ready for the full expression, go ahead and take the left arm up, gaze towards the thumb, coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So using the right thigh, press that leg open. Squeeze at the navel, draw the chest up towards the ceiling. And if you can, take your gaze towards the left hand. We'll take one more breath here. And we'll inhale, lift up, arms parallel. So from here, we'll move into warrior two. So we're going to go ahead and bend the right knee, shifting the body forward, keeping the hips square and keeping the hips under the shoulders. Just taking a moment, noticing how the body feels. Flip the front palm. The left hand comes down the left leg. Inhale, peaceful warrior. As you exhale, we're going to draw the right forearm to the right thigh. Inhale the left bicep next to the ear, coming into an extended side angle. Again, awareness on where your body's at today. Noticing any sensations. Pressing the right knee out towards the pinky toe side. Using the navel to twist the upper body open. Beautiful. We'll go ahead and exhale, come down, reach down and frame the foot. You can set one of the blocks aside. Left hand comes to the floor. Inhale, right arm comes to the sky. Low lunge twist. One more full breath. Go ahead and exhale. Lower the right hand down. Set the other block aside for a moment. We're going to step forward into Uttanasana to change sides. So set the left foot up to meet the right. We'll inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Go ahead and grab the blocks again. Set them up on their high height and step the right foot back, coming into that low runner's lunge. Inhale. Allow the hips to settle. And as you exhale, draw the left hip back. Straighten the leg as much as you can and take the chest towards the thigh. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, hamstring stretch. Inhale to low lunge. And exhale, hamstring stretch. Go ahead and inhale, come back to low lunge. Allow the right heel to plant, checking for the heel to arch alignment, setting up for warrior 2 feet. We'll cartwheel the arms up, come up to standing, both legs are straight. Arms are out to a T. From here, we'll reach forward with the left hand, allow it to drop to the shin. Reach the right arm up, Trikonasana. Again, if the full expression is not working for you, go ahead and take the hand to the hip. Bring the attention to the navel. Rotate the heart open towards the sky. We'll inhale, come back up to standing. Arms come parallel. And then go ahead and bend the left knee, coming into warrior 2. Just taking a moment here to make sure that the knee is tracking over the ankle and pressing that knee open towards the pinky toe side of the foot. Go ahead and flip that front palm. Right hand comes down the right leg. Inhale. Left arm comes up overhead. Peaceful warrior. From here, we'll take the left forearm to the left thigh. Inhale. Extend the right arm up, bicep next to the ear. Extended side angle. Again, pressing the legs open, similar to how we do in warrior 2. Use the navel, rotate the chest towards the sky. One more full breath. And as you exhale, reach down, frame the foot, set the props aside. The right hand plants on the floor. Inhale the left arm to the sky. Go ahead and exhale. And this time we'll set the left foot back to meet the right, coming into high plank. You can lower knees, chest, and chin to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release the forehead to the floor. Curl the toes under. Press the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Just wiggle around here. Again, bending one knee, pressing the heel of the other foot down, and shifting to the other side. We'll find stillness, bending the knees as much as you need to. Lift the hips up, draw the navel towards the spine. Shoulder blades come together on the back. Inhale deeply through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. And we'll go ahead and come up high on our toes. Bend the knees, lower them to the floor. And we'll take the knees as wide as the mat. Big toes draw together. Go ahead and press the hips back. Nestle the chest down between the thighs. And bring the forehead to the floor if that's in your practice. If it's not, go ahead and stack the palms. Again, using your self-awareness here. What is the body capable of? Place the forehead on the palms if that's a little bit easier. You can also use your block. Wherever you're at, just rest here in child's pose for a moment. Inhaling through the nose. Open the mouth. Exhale here. And 2 more breaths there. And on the next inhale, come on back up to all fours. Draw the knees together, set any props aside, and we'll go ahead and come to a seat in the center of the mat. So I'm going to turn to face you. You can stay facing the short side of the mat. Just moving into some stretches here on the floor. We'll extend the right leg out. Draw the left foot in. So the sole of the left foot is coming to the inner thigh of the right leg. So that right leg is out straight in front of you. Go ahead and square the hips towards the right leg. Inhale, arms come up, biceps by the ears. We're going to exhale and hinge forward, keeping the back and spine nice and long, allowing the hands to come to wherever they fall. So you may be able to reach your toes. They may land on the calf or the shin. Even the knee is fine. The idea here is to lengthen the spine, keep the back nice and straight, and hinge at the hips. Wherever you're at, take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, lower as much as you can, possibly bending the elbows. One more full breath here. And then go ahead and come back up. We'll switch sides. So taking the right sole of the foot to the inner thigh of the left leg. Left leg extends straight out, foot is flexed. Inhale the arms up, biceps next to the ears. Exhale, hinge forward. Landing wherever you land. You can even bend the knee here if that creates more comfort for you. Again, it's not about the full expression of the posture in head to knee pose. That's definitely advanced if you can do that. So come to where you can. Be aware of what's working for you today. We'll take one more breath. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Coming back up. We're going to move into a seated twist. So go ahead and extend the legs out in front of you. This is a great time since we'll be here for a minute. If you'd like to sit up on the edge of your blanket, you can. Again, that just lifts the hips a little, kind of takes the round out of the lower back. So legs are outstretched in front of you, feet are flexed. We'll go ahead and bend the right leg, placing the foot flat on the floor. You can leave the foot here, or you can step it over the left leg. And then you can leave the left leg outstretched in front of you, or if you'd like, you can take the heel towards the glute. So we're setting up for a seated twist. So from here, we'll inhale, left arm reaches up, right arm comes behind you, fingers tented behind the sacrum. Lengthen here. And as you exhale, you can hug the right leg, or you can take the elbow to the outside of the thigh, whatever's comfortable. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, draw the navel towards the spine, beginning to twist from the torso, not the bottom of the spine. If you can, the gaze comes over the right shoulder. And each time you inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. And each time you exhale, draw the navel towards the spine, going deeper into the twist. We'll take one more full breath here. And then gently unwind. Reversing out of that the way we came in, so take the right leg out, release the left leg. We'll reverse side, so bend the left leg and step that over top, or leave it bent, that's fine. Come into where you came on the other side, so if you'd like to take the right heel towards the glute, you can. Inhale, take the right arm up, bicep next to the ear. Left hand comes behind the sacrum, tent the fingers. Inhale and lengthen. And exhale. Draw the elbow to the thigh. And begin to twist. Gaze comes over the left shoulder. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, deepen the twist. Gently unwinding the same way we came in. Allow the moment for the back to rebound. Go ahead and set aside any props that you're using. Come to the center of the mat. Holding on behind the knees, feet are flat on the floor, knees are bent. Inhale and lengthen. And then exhale, just begin to gently roll down to the floor, one vertebra at a time. When the shoulder blades hit the floor, go ahead and release. Go ahead and draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice hug here. And then we'll release the feet down to the floor. And extend the right leg and left leg long, as wide as the mat. Allow the feet to fall to the sides. Draw your shoulder blades together under the body. Allow the palms to face up. Inhale deeply through the nose. Open the mouth. Let it go. And allow the eyes to gently close as we rest in Shavasana, allowing the practice to be absorbed. And if you have time and want to stay in Shavasana for another 3 or 5 or even 10 minutes, do so. If you're moving on to the next part of your day, begin to wiggle the fingers and toes. Go ahead and reach the hands up overhead, taking a great stretch here. Reaching nice and long. Bend the knees, plant the feet on the floor. And then make your way over to the left or right, coming into a fetal position. Using the bicep as the pillow. And then pressing with the top hand, coming up to sitting. So finding that nice, easy seat that we began class in. If you need to shift the blanket under the hips, that's fine. We're just here for a moment. If the eyes are not closed, go ahead and allow them to draw closed or take your gaze down to the floor. Draw the hands into heart center. Just take a moment and acknowledge yourself for showing up. Acknowledge yourself for saying yes to you and for joining this challenge. Move through the rest of your day with that same level of awareness that you move through your practice. Just noticing, not judging, just being aware. I'm Kristin Linde. This is your 7-day Healthy Habits Yoga Challenge. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.